Hello, Snickerdoodle. Thank you for joining me today on the mat. Go ahead and have a seat on your mat. You can do it at the top of your mat or lengthwise, the way that I'm sitting. Find a comfortable seat. So sit up on a block, sit on a pillow, whatever is going to initiate a tall spine and allow you to sit here for a few minutes as we slowly come into our practice and learn a little bit more, hopefully, about ourselves. Today we're going to talk about body acceptance, or even just body neutrality, and some compassion, or Ahimsa, which is one of the yamas, part of the 8 limbs of yoga. Ahimsa actually means nonviolence, but nonviolence is something that we can also practice towards ourselves as well as towards others. And today, just want to think about how to practice this compassion or nonviolence towards our own body. So let's go ahead, sit tall in our easy seated pose, or Sukhasana. Feel your sits bones pressing into the mat or your pillow or block. And we're going to take Boomi Sparsha Mudra, which is an earth grounding mudra. So you're going to place your hand on your heart, or if you are uncomfortable touching your body, then you can float it away from your heart and just imagine that you have some sort of energy flowing from your hand to your heart and your chest. Your other hand is going to come to the mat. You can have your fingers tinted and imagine the same type of energy flowing between you and the mat and the earth below. So in this mudra, in the way that we're seated, go ahead and close your eyes, or if you do not want to close them, feel free to have a soft gaze pointed down, and then breathe. However your breath normally is, just an easy breath, in and out. We're going to do a mountain meditation. And then we'll roll that back into compassion and body neutrality, or maybe even some acceptance in various ways. So as we sit and breathe, imagine that you are a mountain that has stood for hundreds or thousands of years. You're tall, you're strong, you're grounded in the earth. This also means that for many, many, many years you've had all sorts of creatures and plants and foliage growing all over you. You've experienced all sorts of weather. But in the end, you're still just a mountain. As you inhale, feel your mountain base grow and spread. Tall spine, tall mountain peaks reaching high into the sky. And as you exhale, consider all of the animals running through the fields, flying through the forest, enjoying and living their lives. Consider all of the weather that happens around you, all of the thunder and lightning and rainbows and sunshine, clouds, all of that happening around you in your peak. These are your thoughts. As we move through our practice and our meditation, as we continue to breathe in and breathe out, thoughts are going to come back over and over, just like the weather, just like the animals, just like the trees and grasses and bushes and flowers. But in the end, while they may be around, they are not necessarily who you are. As you consider your mountain, your body, take a moment to appreciate what it actually does for you. Bring a neutral acknowledgement of any pain or discomfort you may feel, or even any pleasure. We don't have to label or judge these things, they just happen. They're the thoughts that swirl around us. You have deep roots and caverns, and these thoughts cannot unhinge or unroot or break or crumble you. You have the ultimate ability to just sit back, observe, and let be the things that happen around you. That includes any thoughts or frustrations, any good or bad, as you might think, thoughts about your body. Instead of them being good and bad today, let's just let them be what they are. And we'll take this and try to consider how we can be kinder to ourselves as we move through our practice. Let's take a couple more rounds of breath. And if you like, you can bring your hands together in prayer in front of your chest, or you can maintain your Boomi Sparsha or earth grounding mudra. And we're going to do 3 ohms to get started. If you can place your hand on your heart, you can feel your chest vibrate. You don't have to do that. Whatever is comfortable for you is what we're looking for today, so that we can find a little bit of space to move forward. So on our next inhale, we'll inhale in and then we'll exhale Om. Inhale. Just breathe a few more breaths. Now sitting in your Sukhasana, release your hands to your knees. On an inhale, we're going to bring them up overhead, and we're going to bring our hands down to touch our shoulders. If you can't touch your shoulders, get as close as possible. And then we're going to start our practice with any negativity that may have happened during your meditation, anything that popped up that you didn't want it to, and we're going to spin it away. There's a little top spinning all that negative energy away so that we can get our practice fully started. So as you inhale, we're going to inhale to the right, and you're going to twist to the right, your elbows spin to the right. Exhale to the left. You can go fast, you can go slow, follow your breath, whatever works for you. So we'll start. Inhale, exhale, and then go. Think about being forceful with your exhale so that you can really push that energy away, no matter how fast or slow you're going. And as you finish your next circuit, go ahead and slowly release to the middle so that you don't twist or tweak anything. And then we're going to come into a seated cat-cow. So go ahead and inhale your chest forward. Your heart is going to shine forward. Exhale, arc your back so that you're pressing and you can breathe into, or so that you can exhale out and your back is pointed out. Inhale forward, exhale back, and you can use your knees to help pull you forward when you go forward. Now that you've got that flow down, what we're going to do is change it up a little bit. So as you inhale, fly your arms backwards, almost like wings. And then exhale, you're going to wrap them around and hug your shoulders. Again, if you don't want to touch yourself, you can just move for the, like, do the movement. So inhale, lean forward and fly. Exhale, come back and hug. And then do this with your breath. And try to change the elbow that's on top each time you come back for a hug. Last one, we'll exhale with a hug, press into your back, arc it backwards, and then release. Now we're going to move into tabletop. And you might want to have some blocks near you if you don't already for some of the moves that we're going to do today, just to make sure that everything is comfortable and easy for you. This does not need to be a challenging practice. It's already challenging learning how to even just be neutral with your body sometimes. So from tabletop, we're going to go into thread the needle. So as you inhale your arm up, drag your hand across your chest to help open it, or energetically drag it. You don't have to touch. Exhale, swing it down behind your left arm and place your shoulder on the mat and breathe. On your next inhale, press up into the ground and then back into tabletop. We'll do that on the left side. So inhale, drag up across your chest, left arm up high. Exhale, down, shoulders to the mat, breathe. On your next inhale, back into tabletop, and then we're going to sit back into child's pose. In child's pose, with your belly on your knees, you're going to breathe into your torso, your chest, and direct it towards the back of your heart. Inhale to the back of your heart. Exhale everything out. And now that you know what that feels like, we're going to inhale into the back of our heart on your next inhale and slowly lift back up into a tabletop, so that you can kind of feel how it feels to lead with the back of your chest. And then exhale back into a child's pose. On your next inhale, inhale into the back of your heart, but this time we're going to press ourselves forward, staying low to the mat, and slowly bring ourselves all the way to the mat, belly, hips, tops of your feet. So we're in a long line. Exhale. Inhale into a low cobra. So bring your chest up and forward. Press into the tops of your feet. Elbows back, shoulders on your back. Exhale, release. Go back into a child's pose. Inhale, tuck your toes, and exhale. We're going to press up into a down dog. We're going to keep it really low. So keep your knees bent a lot more than you think, so that your belly can touch your thighs. And don't be judgmental about where it touches your thighs, since that's what we're going for. And on an inhale, we're going to slowly and carefully, as close to the mat as you can, swoop forward until your knees, chest, and chin touch the mat in an Ashtanga pose. And then we're going to allow our belly to touch the mat. Exhale, and then inhale into a Sphinx. Sphinx pose, your arms are in a number 11 in front of you, elbows below your shoulder, tailbone tucked, pelvis pressed into the mat, and lift our chest forward. Keep our neck long, so we're not looking up. Exhale, release back to child's pose. And that is going to be our earth salutations. And we're going to repeat. So we'll go through it a little faster now. Inhale, child's pose. Exhale. Inhale, move forward, slow, low across the mat into a cobra. Exhale back into a child's pose. Inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale into a low down dog. Inhale, slither forward into your Ashtanga, knees touch the mat, then your chest, then your chin. Exhale. Inhale up into Sphinx. Exhale your way back to a child's pose. Inhale, slide forward for a cobra. Chest forward. Exhale, release back into child's pose. Inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale, press up to a down dog. Low, low down dog. Exhale, slither forward, knees touch the floor. Then the chest, then the chin. Inhale up into a Sphinx. Exhale your way back to child's pose. Beautiful. Very, very good. Inhale. Exhale. Now inhale, tuck your toes, and this time we'll lift to a full down dog on an exhale. Go ahead and walk your dog a little bit. Wiggle your hips. It's first down dog with real down dog, so we'll get a little bit of the stiffness out, hopefully. Now inhale, bend your knees, look towards the top of the mat, and then walk your way up to Uttanasana or forward fold. Exhale. Your knees can be bent here. Now press into the mat so much that you lift your torso and arms up. Inhale and find your way to our true mountain pose. Feet grounded into the floor, palms facing forward, thighs energetically spiraling inward, upward, shoulders relax. And we'll do one sun salutation just to start a bit more of a warm-up as we move forward. So we'll inhale, our arms up, overhead, palms meet. Exhale, and as you exhale, bring your palms down close to your chest. Pour your heart forward and over to come into Uttanasana. Inhale, right leg to the back of the mat, low lunge. Exhale, left foot goes back to meet in downward dog. Inhale, roll forward using the back of your chest like we did in our child's pose as your movement indicator. And then exhale, we're going to slowly lower knees, chest, chin, all the way down to the mat. Inhale into a cobra, heart forward. Tuck your toes. Exhale, go back to downward dog. Inhale the right foot forward into a low lunge again. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press down so that you lift up, arms come overhead. Hands meet at your chest on an exhale. One more time to do the left side. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, lead with your heart. Pour down, fold forward. Left foot back, inhale, low lunge. Exhale into downward dog. Inhale into the back of your chest, roll forward into plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale into a cobra. Exhale, back into downward dog. Now from this downward dog, instead of moving forward, we're actually going to go on to our next round. So from here, like we've been doing, inhale from the back of your chest, roll forward into plank, and then on your exhale, you're going to bend your knees as you start to go back into a downward dog. Lift from the tailbone, press your hips up, and you're in downward dog. Inhale into the back of your chest, back in the plank. Exhale, bend your knees, tailbone back, then hips up. And we've created a little rolling plank or dancing dog. So continue with your own breath. We'll do this for several rounds just to get the hang of it. And as you're exhaling, bending your knees, think about opening your heart forward a little. It doesn't stay that way for very long because we press our hips up. And it kind of makes us think, hopefully, about how we can be kinder and more heartfelt to ourselves. And as you come into your next downward dog, go ahead and stay there. We're going to inhale our right foot forward. We're going to take a revolved lunge, low lunge twist. So a block might be nice here. Place it under your left hand, and we're going to inhale our left arm up. And like we did earlier, we're going to kind of bring it across our chest to bring our heart forward. And then your right arm will be up into our twist. Exhale, bring your right hand back to the mat. You can move your block away. And then we're going to inhale our way back through downward dog, bringing our right leg all the way up into three-legged dog. From here, we're going to do a hover plank. So inhale your right leg forward to touch your elbow, the same elbow, your right elbow. Exhale it back. Inhale, and this time touch your left elbow, or as close as you can get. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale through the center this time, and as you come to the center, lift at the back of your heart where we've been breathing. And then we'll hold. Don't forget to breathe. And then exhale, your leg goes back in a three-legged plank. And if you'd like to explore a little further here, you can move into Wild Thing. If you don't, you can stay in three-legged plank. If you're moving into Wild Thing, let your right foot get heavy so that you can twist back and open. Straighten your left leg, press forward through your heart, and inhale. On your exhale, we're going to twist out of it, come back into the three-legged dog with everyone that didn't want to take Wild Thing. And now everyone's going to inhale your leg all the way up. Foot's going to come down, right foot outside the right hand, so that we're in lizard. And what we're going to do is a little dive and dip. So inhale, you're going to bring your nose and heart down towards the mat. Or sorry, exhale. Inhale, your heart's going to come up. And we're just going to keep doing that. You can move as fluidly as you'd like to. You don't have to make very big circles. Inhale down, exhale up. You can straighten your knee if you want to get really fluid in your movements. If you want to put a little bit of lateral movement in it, you can move your shoulders, do kind of like a little circle or a figure eight. Whatever feels good in your body. So always consider leading with your heart, leaving your heart open. And then come to stillness in our lizard pose. Inhale. Exhale your foot back to downward dog. Inhale here. Exhale out your mouth for a clearing breath. Inhale the left foot forward. Bring your right block to your hand. Inhale your left hand up, dragging across your chest, opening your heart, spiraling your chest open. As you're using a block or pressing your right hand to the mat, into the mat, think about bringing your right shoulder back so that you're not collapsing into it. And then exhale, release to the mat. Inhale, drag your foot back to downward dog. Because I forgot a step, we're going to do it real quick. We're going to do our dancing dog plank. So inhale through the back of the chest into plank. Exhale back into downward dog. We'll keep doing that at your own pace. As big or as small as you want your wave, your rolling dance to be. If it's too much on your knees, you can do it on your, to have your knees hovering, you can do it on your knees. Kind of in a cat-cow like this. Let's come to stillness and downward dog. We're going to inhale our left leg up. Bring our knee to our left elbow. Exhale. Come back. Inhale and then exhale to the right elbow. Inhale. Exhale to the center. Inhale back up. And again, feel free to take a wild thing or hang out in your three-legged downward dog. Exhale out of wild thing if you need to. And everyone on an inhale is going to bring our left foot forward outside of our left hand for our lizard. And then we will do our dive and dip. Inhale, move forward, nose and heart lead. Exhale, back. Just go with your breath, whatever feels good. If stillness feels better, feel free to honor your body. Come to stillness and lizard. Exhale, release back to our downward dog. We're going to take a very soft vinyasa. So we're going to inhale, come down to your tabletop cow pose from here. So lift your tailbone, lift your heart. Exhale, cat pose. Press the ground away and arc your back. Inhale, cow pose. Tuck your toes. Exhale back to down dog. And that is our vinyasa between our rounds. Very, very simple and kind to our bodies. So next, we're going to go back to our rolling plank a few times. Inhale, forward, back of your chest. Exhale. Continue breathing with your own dance, however you want to express yourself. And then come back to our downward dog. Inhale the right foot forward. We're moving into our revolved lunge twist, so feel free to grab a block. Press your left hand into the mat or the block. Inhale, twist your heart up. Right hand to the sky. You can think about pressing into an invisible wall with your right hand to help open your heart. Exhale, release your hands back to the mat. Inhale, through downward dog, up into our three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the right elbow. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, knee to the left elbow. Inhale, up. Exhale to the center. And from our center, lift through the back of your heart. And then place your foot between your hands. You can use your hand to assist it. I always have to lift my shoulder up because my arms are short and I can't quite reach it. From here, seal your back foot down at a slight angle into our warrior feet. And we're going to inhale and cartwheel our arms up into warrior two. Press evenly into both of your feet. Your left hand is pointing back, your right hand is pointing forward. We're reaching away, and yet at the same time our elbows are drawing back towards themselves, like we're going to crush a walnut. On your next inhale, let's exalt our warrior, because we should devote and love and exalt what our bodies do for us, even if we don't necessarily want to love our bodies. Tilt backwards, bring your right hand up. Keep your front knee bent, and then breathe. Maybe think about all the things your body's done for you to get you here so far. That's something to be exalted for, loved for. Exhale back to warrior two. And then we're going to continue to cartwheel our arms down to the mat, twist your back foot back into a lunge, and then bring your right foot back into downward dog. Go ahead and keep moving it so that you inhale at a three-legged dog and move into wild thing if that's where you're going today. Exhale. Everyone brings their right foot forward into lizard. Let's inhale, dive, dip. Exhale, come up. Inhale, dive down. Exhale, come up, back into lizard, stay. Exhale, or inhale our foot back into downward dog. Exhale, clearing breath. Inhale our left leg forward. Block onto the mat if you need it, right hand on it. We're going to revolve our lunge. Twist your heart open, left hand up, inhale. Exhale down. Inhale your leg back. We'll do a few rolls forward. Express your body however you'd like to here. And then in downward dog, we're going to inhale our leg up, our left leg. Exhale to the left elbow. Inhale up. Exhale to the right elbow. Inhale back up. Exhale to the center. Lift to the back of your chest. Place it down. Help it up if you need to get it up a little bit. Seal your back foot down into our warrior stance. Inhale and windmill your arms up and around. And then settle into our warrior two. Consider dropping your tailbone and lifting your ribs a little to help with some engagement. And then exhale, or inhale, sorry, your Exalted Warrior left arm goes up, front leg stays bent. Exhale, windmill your arms down, twist your back foot into a lunge, and then bring your left foot to meet your back foot in our downward dog. Let's take our cat-cow vinyasa. So we'll inhale forward and down into a cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, back into downward dog. In our downward dog, let's do our rolling dancing plank, or however you want to express your body. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. And then stay in downward dog. Here we're going to inhale our right leg up. We're going to move directly into our hover planks. Except this time, we're going to go straight to the center. So as you exhale, really lift up through the back of your heart, straight through the center, knee towards your nose, and then place your foot down, adjust as you need to. We're going to seal our foot back in Warrior Two. We're going to inhale our arms up. I'm actually going to take a moment to reverse so that you can look at me. So now I'm actually facing the back of my mat, but that way you can see where I'm going. So, we're going to inhale in our Warrior Two, and then exhale. Inhale on one more time and exalt your warrior. And from here, what we're going to do is rainbow warrior. So on your exhale, you're going to sweep your arm around, straighten your front leg, bend at your back leg, kind of like we're doing a side lunge. And both of your arms are going to come back around to that hug, whether you touch yourself or not. Inhale, back to the Warrior Two at the front of your mat, through to Exalted Warrior. Exhale to the back, switch your elbows, hug. We'll do that a few more times. Inhale, Exalted Warrior. Exhale, hug. Inhale, Exalted Warrior. Exhale, hug. Inhale, Exalted Warrior. Exhale, hug. And as you inhale now, we're going to come back to our Warrior Two, tilt our hips backwards, reach forward as far as you can with your right hand, and we're going to bring it down to Trigonosana, or triangle pose. You may need a block. Feel free to place your right hand on a block, your shin, or the mat. And then bring your hand down your left hand, I'm sorry, and drag it across your chest to help spiral your chest open, heart open, heart shining to the universe and all of the things, the good things it wants to show us. Look at your lifted left hand on an inhale. Exhale, we're going to bring our hands down to frame our front foot, twist our back foot so that we can move into a downward dog. Inhale our right foot back up into three-legged dog, a wild thing if that's where you're at today. Exhale back to downward dog. And then move through to lizard. And then here, we're going to come into Skandasana. So go ahead and flip your feet forward. Go down as far as you can. The heel that you're bending towards is moving energetically towards the mat, but it doesn't have to touch it. Your left foot is going to have your feet, your toes up towards the sky, and then breathe. On an exhale, press your hands into the mat, come into wide-legged forward fold. Little squirt. Yes, you're a good boy. Inhale, halfway lift, lead with your heart, heart open. Exhale, back down. And then inhale, bend your knees and press into your feet so that you come up. Twist your heels so that your toes are facing outwards. And then come down into goddess pose. And from goddess pose, we're just gonna wiggle. We're not gonna stay very still. We've been dancing this whole time. We're celebrating and we have bodies that do stuff for us. That's pretty great. Maybe we don't like them all the time. That's okay. It's still pretty cool all the things they do for us. Maybe move into a Skandasana a little bit. You don't have to go down very far. If you want to, you can bring your arms out. We'll fly them out. Maybe do our hug. And then as you come towards another Skandasana, towards the back of your mat, come down to Skandasana. And then place your hands at the back of your mat, move into a lunge, and then bring your left foot back to meet in downward dog. I'm actually going to move so that I'm on the correct side of the mat with you now, since I switched to show you earlier. So from here, we're going to roll forward in our plank. We're just going to do this once. Exhale back into downward dog. Inhale our left leg up, three-legged dog. We're going to bring it forward through the center, lifting at the back of our heart so that we can place it down on the ground. Warrior feet. Inhale into a warrior two. Exhale, exalted warrior. And then we will start our rainbow warrior sequence. So inhale to the back, hug, and then come up. And just remember to breathe through this. We'll do this a few times. And as you come to your exalted warrior, exhale back to to warrior two. Straighten your front leg, press your right hip back. Reach forward as far as you can with your left fingertips. And then pour your heart over your knee. Come into triangle pose. Use your hand to kind of spiral your heart open. Right hand in the air, gaze at it. Exhale, our hands come to the mat. Inhale your left leg up into three-legged dog. Wild thing if you're going there today. Exhale, left foot all the way up into lizard, which we're using as a transition into Skandasana. So, however however you get there, twist there. Twist your feet around. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, wide-legged forward fold. Feet should be, your toes should be pigeon-toed a little bit. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, release. Bend your knees. Inhale, press up. And then now, your toes point out as we bend and come into our goddess pose. And then we can start dancing. Maybe moving into our Skandasana. To our goddess, and back. And then end in a Skandasana at the front of your mat. Exhale, hands to the mat. Move through a lunge. And then right foot comes back into our downward dog. Inhale, down into our vinyasa cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, the tabletop. So we're not moving back. Instead, let's have some fun. We're going to twist our foot off the mat so that our knee moves under us, kind of like we're going into a half circle pose. Our right leg stretches out, left arm stays under us. We're going to inhale, press your heart open again. Right arm up into stargazer, and open your chest. Press your hips forward, chest open wide. Exhale, hands back to the mat, move into child's pose. If you'll remember our earth salutation earlier, we're going to do that Ashtangasana slither where we stay low to the ground. Knees stay on the ground and the chest and the chin hit, and then our belly comes down. And from here, bring your arms out, either cactus or into a wide T, whatever's comfortable. We're going to bend our right foot, press into the ground with our right hand, and then flip over so that we're twisting to open our shoulder. Inhale, exhale, release back to the mat. Come back to a child's pose. And then we're going to inhale into the back of our heart, forward a little bit, and then exhale kind of into a cow, but we're really going to come back into a child's pose. Again, inhale, wave, chest, back of the chest first. Exhale, heart opens, back into a child's pose. Do it a couple more times with your breath. Inhale up, stay in child's pose, adjust your hips over your knees if needed, and then we'll do the opposite side stargazer. So our right leg flips out, left leg straightens, our left hand spirals our chest up and then reaches for the sky. Press your hips forward, open your heart. Exhale, release to tabletop. Then back to child's pose. We'll do that Ashtangasana slither. Up into a cobra, heart forward. Exhale, back to child's pose. As you inhale, slowly walk your hands towards your knees so that you're sitting up. We're going to just kind of readjust into a modified reclined hero pose. Let me start with my right leg. So we'll do our right leg. Bring your legs straight out in front of you first. So we're just sitting on our sits bones. You can move the flesh out from underneath them if that helps you get a little bit more direct contact with the ground. And then for hero pose, you can bring your foot back. And one thing that will help, you can sit up on a block if you need a little bit of space. You can bring the flesh of your calf away. No judgment. Everyone's calf bends. Everyone's going to have some flesh there. It's okay. We're just getting it out of the way because it will be in everyone's way. Your toes should be pointed straight back. And then if you can, lean back. If you don't need the block or don't like the block, you can do a pillow or blanket. And then lean back to whatever feels good with your body. We're just looking for a little bit of sensation, a little bit of a quad stretch. We're not looking to compete with anyone else. Don't want pain. And just breathe. Breathe towards any sensation you feel. On your next inhale, kind of walk your hands back up if you look down on your elbows, or if you went all the way down, slowly, carefully walk yourself up. Lean onto your left hip so that you can move and unbend your knee. Bring it back out in front of you. Do a little wiggle. Just kind of make your knee happy. And then we'll do the other side. So you can lean on your right foot to kind of get back over to this, get this knee bent. Toes directly back just like before. Sit on a block if you need to or want to. And then lean back a little just to kind of help with that stretch. If leaning back at all is not comfortable, do whatever works for your body. Breathe into the sensations. Maybe marvel a little bit about how you were able to go through this entire practice without judging anything that did or didn't happen. We're nearing the end, so we can kind of start reflecting on where we've been. And slowly walk ourselves up, lean away from the bent knee so that you can get the bent knee out. Wiggle them. Just make sure that they're happy. And then from here, we're going to move into Shavasana, whatever works for you. I recommend an actual Shavasana lying down where you take up as much space as you want to. This is your time, this is your mat. Take advantage of it. You deserve it. If you do not want to lay down, there are other options. If you're going to do Shavasana, I recommend, if it's not going to be difficult for you, to place your hands on your belly or one hand on your belly underneath your shirt so that you get some skin contact, and you can place your other hand on your chest. If that's not something that's available to you today, or you just don't want to, you may also sit in a seated meditation. You can take our Sparsha Mudra, hand to the heart or hovering over it, the other hand on the ground. Or if you'd like, you can also do a child's pose. do child's pose, you can wrap your hands around to reach for your heels, or just let them relax. Maybe place your head on a pillow or a block. Give yourself some space to breathe. And then we'll come into our final meditation. Maybe remembering how we were a mountain at the beginning, how we are still a mountain with a strong foundation, and what that strong foundation did for us for the past hour on our mat. Maybe acceptance is a little bit too much today. But maybe you can get to neutrality, some sort of compassion for your body, and thank it for everything that it did for you today, for all of the fun dances, all of the strong movements, all of the breath that it inhaled and exhaled, the energy that it gave you. And honor the fact that every day it works for you, just like made to do that. And that's pretty amazing. Whether you have your hand on your belly or not, as you inhale as much space into your belly and your chest. You deserve to take up space. And then exhale it all out. Anything that did or didn't happen, any judgments or harsh words you may have thought about yourself during this, we can let it go. We're a mountain with creatures that run around on us, weather, thoughts and clouds that happen all around us, but we are not any of those things. If you're laying down in Shavasana, go ahead and slowly make your way up by wiggling your toes, stretching, wiggling your fingers, and then carefully press your way up. For those that are sitting, go ahead and bring your hands into Anjali Mudra, prayer at our chest. We'll all meet each other there. And remember, sensations in our body do not need labels or judgments. We can just at least be neutral. That's one step. Practice is not perfection. We can just live and move forward. Thank you for joining me today to practice. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.